Well, in Europe, many countries are discussing ways to make the coronavirus vaccine mandatory, while others, like the United Kingdom, are stopping all anti-COVID measures. Tomorrow, Austria will be the first EU member country to begin a vaccine mandate for all citizens over the age of 18, and it is a topic of concern for many. Joining us now from Rome is Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Andreas, great to see you. What more can you tell us about the situation in Austria and also in the rest of Europe regarding COVID-19?
Well, thank you, Tracy. And as you said, Austria, a small country neighboring Italy, will introduce a vaccine mandate tomorrow, February 1st. Citizens older than 18 years will have to show proof of adequate vaccination against COVID-19. Non-compliant Austrians face fines from $700 to more than $7,000, and one can be fined 4 times a year. The government has clarified that it will not imprison people for disobeying the new law. Now, Tracy, this comes at a time when COVID cases are soaring in Austria. However, there are very few intensive care beds occupied. All anti-COVID measures have always been justified with the goal to protect the medical system and not to overburden intensive care wards in hospitals. Clearly, there is no real danger at this time. Austria is a member of the European Union, and so many countries are looking to the government in Vienna, including EU leadership in Brussels, who have already voiced their interest in introducing vaccine mandates as well.
And Andreas, how is the church in Austria and also the rest of Europe responding to this?
Well, last Friday, Pope Francis met with a group of Catholic journalists from Europe and the US who partner in a project paid for by Google, the internet giant. They claim that they want to bring real facts to the people regarding COVID. The Holy Father encouraged them to seek and speak the truth, but without losing respect for individual decisions and the freedom of citizens to form their own ideas. I personally believe this to be a very important message, as we seem to have lost a little bit the balance, also in the church, regarding the COVID discussions. Austria is a sad example for that. Our National Catholic Register correspondent Edward Pentin wrote a good article last week interviewing many clergy in Austria on this topic. While the bishops seem to agree that the mandate is the right measurement, many priests voiced their concerns. I know some of them personally. None would speak out publicly, though. A Catholic deacon who served in the police force in Austria spoke publicly against the mandate and participated in peaceful demonstrations in Austria. Church leadership asked him to step down from his pastoral office in the force, as his position might be mistaken as the official church's position if he was allowed to continue. Now, we should not forget that the church is neither targeted nor exempt in this new mandate. So it's not an issue of religious freedom. The Vatican itself, for example, has a mandate for its workers to be vaccinated. Matthias Beck, an Austrian priest and physician, a person I know personally and have the highest regard for, said publicly that he supports the new law. He compared it to the obligation of wearing a seatbelt. We are also fined if we do not wear it.
Andreas, I know that you're from Austria. Curious, what are you hearing from your family and friends there? And are you concerned personally about the situation in Austria?
Well, Tracy, with the mandate, Austria, in my opinion, crosses a line and sets a dangerous precedent. I am vaccinated myself, even boosted. I have no problem with the vaccine and follow the line of the Vatican regarding the moral concerns. This is a personal decision. Other people have decided differently, and I respect it. After all, we are speaking of new drugs that do not adhere to the normal standards of extensive testing. If somebody is not convinced that they are safe and sees a higher risk in being vaccinated than dying of COVID, and especially now the Omicron variant, well, I can understand that. Let us not forget, we're dealing here with very basic human rights. Inserting a needle with an experimental drug should only be allowed with full consent of the individual. It's not like wearing a seatbelt. Once injected, the vaccine stays in our system, a fact we should not downplay. Also, everyone who is at risk or sees a risk in COVID has had the opportunity of receiving vaccination. Considering all this, I'm missing the balance that Pope Francis called for, taking those with grave concerns about the vaccine seriously, not forcing anyone to do things they do not like, while stating facts and allowing all voices to be heard. COVID-19 has become a hugely divisive topic in society and even among the faithful. We'll all have to work hard on re-establishing trust and kindness with each other. Mandates, in my opinion, certainly do not help.
Well, Andreas, thank you so much for coming on and weighing in on this. We really appreciate it. Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief, thank you again for your reporting.
Thank you.